Okay, so I'm filming from outside, and it's a really miserable day. I've been working probably 8 or 9 hours trying to finish my porch, which I'll show you in a second here. And this has been an ongoing project for months and months and months. Terrible, horrible thing, but I'll show you in a second, and you can see exactly what's going on. It's kind of hard to see because there's not a lot of light out here, but as you can see the edge there, this is the actual decking down under here. And it's composite, 25-year warranty. Took all day to put the frame and the underlying, and I just have to get this edge over here. You can see there's a little bit there, but I'm gonna have to rip a piece of the composite, and I don't have the tools to do that, so hopefully my neighbor will be able to help me out. So anyway, I look like crap, and I've been very, very hard working today on a Sunday. But I wanted to say that, I noticed the police activity up in New York for the Occupy Wall Street people. It seemed as though there's some conflicting views as far as whether or not the police actually forced the people onto the bridge or not. But I think that's irrelevant, because what's really good about this is the fact that they were able to actually shut down the bridge for a number of hours, and I think that is crucial. That's key to seeing any kind of action or change take place as a result of these protests, because the only way that they can actually achieve any of their goals is to actually shut down commerce, to have an effect on the businesses that they're protesting. Now, I'll reiterate once again that it is absolutely vital and imperative that these people have a common idea about what they want to achieve, and to have an idea of what they want, not just what they are against. Because as the media becomes more interested in this, people will be out there, they'll be interviewing people, and if people are not able to say anything, it's not going to be very good for the overall cause of precipitating some kind of movement of change to rake back the billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that have been stolen from everybody in this country by the banks, and through the action of the Federal Reserve, and through their own direct fraud and manipulation via the mortgage market and all of the other exotic financial transactions that these people have put together to take advantage of the system. And they have raped us all, and they continue to do so with impunity. So it's vital that these people have some kind of program to offer whenever they are interviewed by people in the media. So whether or not the police force these people onto the bridge or not, I think that the protesters should take a cue from this, and that is that actually doing something to block the avenues of egress and ingress. But this time, let us be a little bit more specific about where we go and what we do. Also, I wanted to give a big shout out to the Bank of America people who, I guess there were a number of people arrested in protests against Bank of America for their foreclosure actions, and also for the fact now that they're going to charge $5 for the use of debit cards, which is just another atrocity on top of the previous atrocities of these people and these banks. And it just goes to show you that there is no end to their greed, and no end to the energy that they will put into raping people of every last stinking cent that they have. And one should not be surprised, but every once in a while you still can get surprised by these people and their incredible rapacious greed. Protests against Bank of America for foreclosures, and you need to remember that the foreclosures, the entire situation in this country, as I mentioned in a previous video, is currently in a multi-state negotiations with attorneys general to try to come to some kind of monetary solution to this. And I'm glad to see that New York and now California's Attorney General has dropped out of the multi-state deal, and they're going to pursue their own conclusion to this. And I can only hope that this will lead to criminal inquiries, because this is why the banks are engaged in this activity right now, because they know that everything that they have done has been criminal. It's been criminal fraud. It's been criminal activity of every stripe. And with the robo-signing and all the other things that they've been doing, it's just a criminal enterprise. It's like the mafia. The banks are now the mafia of today. So I'm glad to see that some people are dropping out of this settlement deal, and hopefully it will lead to criminal prosecutions. It's the only thing I can say at this point. But kudos to the Occupy Wall Street people. Kudos to the Bank of America protesters. And I just have one thing to say to the police up there, and that is that you need to really start thinking about what you're doing, because you need to realize that with the animosity that's present right now against every union in this country, which is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life, as though unions still have any kind of power in this country, being decimated over the last several decades. But you in the police force should realize that you only are existing at the sufferance of these same parasitic banksters. And they're going to come after your stuff one of these days. And maybe you should think twice about engaging in activities to try to stop these protests, because you may be out of work and next to these people out there at some point in the future, and you might want to have some goodwill amongst your fellows. So keep up the fight, and remember, get a program. Try to come to some idea. It doesn't have to be a centralized thing, but it doesn't have to be controlled by some group or organization or people. Just for your own sake, figure out what it is you want. What do you want to achieve? What is your end result? It's very important that you have that. So, all right. Thank you, and good night.